Okay, so we're recording now. You guys stop talking about where you were, please. Okay. Oh God, what am I? Okay. So I watched. All right, we're gonna talk about a TV show on Netflix called Terrace House, and when I brought that up, everyone's like, What is that?" Perfect. This is what I wanted. I'm in my element now.
Yes.
Terrace House is a tradition among me and a friend. We meet up like weekly to watch Terrace House and watch JoJo's. She's currently in part 4, but Terrace House is what we're going to talk about because it just finished its third. It's fourth season, but it's the third one that I've seen because
So it's like ongoing, right?
it's ongoing. The next season will air sometime this year. Terrace House is a reality TV show, which is immediately something I wouldn't be drawn into, right? But this one's special. This one's worth bringing up, and this one's worth speaking about. It's a show that takes place in Japan, and it's got an all Japanese cast. And it's not really like there's no gimmicks, there's no games, there's no voting people out of the island. It is 6 strangers, 3 boys and 3 girls, who live in a house, and the cast leaves whenever they want, and they're rotated in and out with a new member, and that's all there is. They're not doing any games. They're still living their life. So they still go to work. They still hang out after work. They still go to school for a lot of them who are younger. And that gives the show a really distinct vibe where it's like, oh, this feels more authentic than your average TV show. Yeah. And the big mix-up to it, I think, is this is all very normal. And then during the episodes, they cut to a panel of like 7 older like comedians and actresses and models, and the panel's always the same with like one person changing every season. And it's a really popular show there, and these people comment on what's going on in the episode, and they kind of serve as like your litmus test for the Japanese audience that's watching the show. But you as an American, you have a completely different experience with this show, and that is why I wanted to bring it up, because the experience you have with it is really something else. Just we watch anime, right, and we play video games, and we're like, okay, I think I understand Japanese culture, but when you watch a show like this, you really get it, and it's really different from ours, and that's where a lot of the enjoyment comes from, where in the first season I watched, it's called Boys and Girls in the City. It's in Tokyo. And then they have a season that's in Hawaii called Aloha State. It's probably the worst of the 3 because a lot of people there don't know how to speak English very well. So it loses the charm of them having a normal life. So they're kind of like really tied to the events that happen in the show and like hanging out with each other. And they don't have that normal rhythm that really helps the show. And this most recent was in a mountain area called Karuizawa, I believe it's pronounced. It was probably my favorite one of the 3. Yeah, you've probably heard it at some point. And in this first season, I just want you to guess. So a lot of the people come to the show, they want to date. Like, this is a good opportunity to meet really cute boys and girls.
Yeah, to find someone.
Because they're... to find someone. Some people go there for also, like, they go there just for a period of time. It's like, okay, my goal is I want to finish college strong, and I wanted to move here until I finish college, or I want to open a shop, and I'm going to be here until I open my shop. And in the midst, they're all trying to date and all that. Everyone has a different job. Everyone has a different reason for coming there. But they tend to pick really attractive people and really outgoing people, so the show actually has some life in it.
Yeah.
A lot of the girls end up being models as a result. Like they're either in school or they're modeling for the side. And every once in a while you'll get like the more unique girl with the more unique job, and those are always fun. But all the boys and girls are they become characters to you, which is kind of fucked up. But you'll catch yourself thinking about them like that because
it's kind of the nature of reality TV. I mean, they produce it to kind of give each person a character.
And it's very true. They'll even cut out some scenes. It's like, well, I didn't know you guys were so close to each other, because they'll condense a week's event into like 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So you cut out, and some people are portrayed more negatively, and you don't see their positive sides. There's always reality show bullshit, but like
I know that always makes me scared and kind of skeptical when I'm watching reality TV, because I'm like, Am I seeing these people how they would want to be seen or how they really are?
Yeah, there's even a girl who ends up watching like herself on TV, and she's like, "God, am I that much of an asshole?" She's my favorite.
But yeah, even so, I really like this premise more than a lot of reality TV shows. There's a lot of reality TV with people living in houses, but a lot of time
But
it's
they're
just like
trashy, I would say.
kind of random assholes they found on the
And
street.
yeah,
It's like,
and
yeah, let's throw them in here.
this seems more like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know like the extent, but like really for Americans, you pick a group of people because they live a lifestyle that is very abstract, or very very different from everyone else's lifestyle. Like no one, not everybody in America is Jersey Shore or Big Brother
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
good
Right,
point.
Jersey
Good
Shore is
point.
very alien to me.
But like the idea of like having a rotating cast that is permanently like moved in or moved out, quote unquote, like you don't like there's some change to it. You get a lot. I would imagine you get a lot of different perspectives
A lot of
on
different
lives.
dynamics.
Yeah, a lot of different dynamics, and you're not stuck with like the same characters repeating the same mistakes over and over again. I guess, or
That's a big
whatever.
part
You
of it.
can't-
It feels more organic.
Yeah,
Because of it.
because the whole point of like big thing in life is that people come and leave life as quickly as they want.
Yeah.
Like, so the idea of having a rotating cast that's like real is a very appealing thought to me because it opens up a more crazier dynamic in terms of like, oh, well, if this person interacted with a person like this and so forth. But yeah,
It really dives into that because there's so many bromances that are broken up when one of the guys leave, or like really close friendships between the females and or like guys who are really close with the girls, but they're just like platonically friends, and like people get crushed when others leave at times. It's like, man, they really, you lived with so many people, and you live with them and you really got to like them, and something good
They're
about
gone.
that.
yeah.
So to talk about some of the differences that amused me about this show, it's a show where a lot of attractive people and they want to date, right? Guess how many weeks into season 1 we finally had a couple and we finally had like a kiss?
6.
Okay, Bradley.
What'd you say to me?
Guess how many weeks into season 1 it took until we had a couple and like a kiss and stuff like that?
Honestly, I was gonna say like second week.
Okay, Tyler.
I feel like 12 weeks.
Okay, you're all wrong. It took 18 weeks.
And
And until that 18th week, no one held hands, no one really hugs, no one.
Damn, that's Joe time.
It's fucking crazy.
Time.
And they're all there. They're all there as young, like they want to date. But here's the real kicker. As soon as they start dating, they fuck the next day immediately. It's crazy.
Oh.
And like the most pure like girl who was super shy about boys, next week it's like we have stayed in the tatami room. The tatami room is this room where it has the tatami mat, and it's where you go to be alone with your spouse that you found in the house. And it's like, oh, we we spent the night in the tatami room and we have done the deed. And they say it like it's no big deal after like being too shy to touch each other or even look at each other very much.
We have done the deed. The deed has been
The
done.
deed has been done.
Bow
It's-
and move on.
It's the most glacial startup to the fastest, like 0 to 100, and it's super entertaining. And these people, they will go on many, many dates. In the first season, one guy is like, I'm going to ask out all 3 girls, and I'm going to take a different strategy to each one, and I'm going to do it all at the same time.
what
so,
an attitude.
that guy was cool, but he has a story attached to him. So he's like, okay, I'm going to ask you out, but based on your on your personality, I'm gonna pick the date spot. I'm gonna ask you out, and we're gonna reach a consensus on the date spot. And I'm gonna ask you out, and you're gonna pick for us. So he kind of like selectively attacked each one based on their personalities, and he ends up with a girl called Minori who's just kind of chill and doesn't do much in the house. She's kind of lazy, but like she's fun. He's like a barber, and he gets this really nice meat from one of this one's called the meat incident that I'm going to talk about. He gets a really nice meat from one of his patrons or whatever that he works with, and Minori cooks the meat for the rest of the house when he's away from the house. And when he gets back, he's so hurt by this gesture that she would cook the meat that was given to him by one of his patrons or whatever, that they get in a big fight about it, and it's called the meat incident. And then there's another incident involving the same couple where before they started officially dating, Minori was like, "Get on with it, like ask me out, you gotta commit to me." So she makes him omu rice, which is like omelet rice, and she writes "coward" on it with ketchup, and it's called the coward rice incident. And what ties it all together is that there's that panel I was talking about. They take the biggest shit out of it. Like, they make so much fun of everyone for stuff like this.
This sounds great.
They will pick on people. There's another incident called the Costco incident where this guy called...
Willard, stop.
No, this one's good.
You've already sold me. I don't need to know the incident.
Please let me tell you.
You're spoiling this on incidents now.
No, please let me tell you about the Costco. Yeah, it's on Netflix. God.
Oh no, Willard, we'll see the Costco incident.
All right, the Costco incident's really good. There's I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's this part where there's people hiding stuff from the cameras, and one guy in the house, we call him Detective Burns. He exposes their lies, Phoenix Wright style, to the world to see, and just completely blows their shit out of the water. It happens in the most recent season 2, where like this girl's a hypocrite about people it's the Minion sock incident where someone bought Minion socks and they're involved in this big web of lie. It's so good and it's so awkward and it's so cringy, but like it's incredible. And yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I give the show a strong 5. Me and my friend are patiently waiting for the next season, which will be back in Tokyo.
Joe, I'll be there on Thursday in College Station. We'll watch it.
Yeah,
I won't be here on Thursday.
For
San Marcos.
In a rare instance, I actually think my number one recommendation for this would be Tyler. I feel like he'd get a good kick out of it. And then I
don't watch reality TV.
Me neither.
I despise it.
But Tyler likes it when people suffer. That's the thing.
I love suffering.
Now there's both. Oh man, the Costco incident's gonna fucking kill you. Then there's suffering, but there's also unapologetic joy, and it hits all the feels, man. The nicest couple ever was formed in the most recent season, and it proved to me that love exists. It was because I don't want to get into it, but like the girl's really shy. And she's like a hockey player. She's never been with a boy, and like this hot model boy who looks like Persona 5 main protagonist shows up, and he's like, "I have all these girls to pick, but I choose you." And it was like, "Oh shit," and that they're not together anymore, so love actually isn't real. But at the time, it was like, yeah. Yeah, I think everyone here would enjoy it, and I think all the listeners should give it a try. It is a very nice, different spin on that genre. Very nice. That's Terrace.